All right. So there's not much to be done to this, but it's worth having a look at. It is a 2015, so it's been sitting around for a couple of years at Long and McQuaid. Made in Mexico, Strat. Now, as far as I can tell, the only thing it needs is a... it says that it's some sort of special edition on the back as well. Not sure what that is, but there you have it. HSS. Pretty normal stuff. Really just needs a truss rod adjustment. And he's got a new set of strings, and this was set up by Long and McQuaid, where he bought it. But these strings look brand new, and that would be a bit of a waste. So I'm not even going to put new strings on it. I'm just gonna do a truss rod adjustment. So that's what this video will be about, I guess. How do we do a truss rod adjustment on a Strat? All right. So there you go. There's your truss rod. And now for Made in Mexico, everything I've read suggests that this is a 3/16. Alright, so yes, everything I've read suggests that this is a 3/16 size for the Made in Mexicos. Now, this neck is just too straight, and I'm going to show you. So because it's too straight, I want to loosen it. So because it's too straight, I want to go this way. I want to loosen it. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So I want to go in that direction. Alright, so what I want to do is put a capo on the first fret. And then you want to buy yourself, these are so cheap, you should just, if you're a guitar player, you should just have these. In fact, I feel like it would be great if the manufacturers would offer you a single feeler gauge for checking the relief on your guitar. Because they give you the truss rod adjustment tool, but that suggests that you're supposed to guess. So between 10 and 12 thou, I like to go. This guitar right now, at the 9th fret, is hitting on 10. So that means it needs to be loosened up a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to just take, we can leave the strings because we're not tightening it. We're not putting any more tension on the neck, so we don't need to loosen off the strings in this case. And we can just give her a little bit of a turn, a little quarter turn. It seems to spin pretty freely, and then we just double check. So I've found that if you pinch at the 17th fret versus at the very last fret, you get a bit of a different measurement. So I've most recently read that at the 17th fret, you should get 10 on a Strat. That's just still only starting to sneak under there. So I'm going to loosen it some more. Alright, let's see, 17. 9. Oh, butter. Perfect. Now, I can remove my hex wrench, and I suggest if you buy hex wrenches of your own, like if you buy a set that includes metric and standard, because Import guitars use metric, American guitars use standard, and these Mexis seem to use a mix of both. But anyway, ball end wrenches are just a little bit easier to use, especially if you have to get into a tight spot. Also, don't stick this end down the truss rod hole of a Strat, because you will absolutely score this nice, beautiful, here, let me get this out of the way, this little plug that they put in. I don't know what that is, rosewood or some kind of dark wood. But this nice little plug that they put in, if you go in this way, your wrench is gonna smash into the sides of that. So always go in long end first. And the other thing that I've started doing on my wrenches to give myself a little bit more towing capacity, so to speak, a little more leverage, is I've just, here, I don't want to scratch this guitar, it's brand new. So you can see there, it's another ball end wrench, but I've made up my own little end for it so that you get a little more leverage on it. This shit tends to dig into your hand. I don't know, a while back I went crazy and I did this to a bunch of them, but I'm going to do that to the rest of them. Anyway, I also have color-coded them for the most common ones. Alright, I think that does it for this guitar. I really don't think that I'm going to change these strings because this is brand spanking, absolutely brand spanking new. I checked the intonation yesterday. It's absolutely, completely spot on. So I would say that he got a pretty good setup. Yeah, all that's left to do is tune this guitar up and see how it plays. Yeah, this guitar is totally fine. All it needed, minor truss rod adjustment,